So the next group of plants we're looking at are plants that, as with the ferns, they began to take advantage of having this vascular tissue. But unlike the ferns, again, now that we're moving further into the terrestrial environment and we're moving further away from the aquatic environment, we have the development and the evolution of seeds. And these seeds will protect that delicate embryo against the harsh, dry, desiccant environment of the land. So now we see these plants called gymnosperms. Gymnosperms, meaning naked seeds, are plants where the seed is not covered in a protective structure. And so when you think about gymnosperms, the favorite tree I like to use is the Christmas tree. And so that is a gymnosperm, where when you look at these particular plants, they do not flower. So flowers are not an adaptation of gymnosperms. When we look at gymnosperms, the three varieties I want to highlight here are the conifers. These are the ones you guys are most familiar with. So Christmas trees, pine trees, redwoods are all conifers. And when you look at conifers, one of their distinctive characteristics is the leaves. So you see that they have these needle-like leaves. This is a great adaptation for conifers because it reduces the loss of water by the plant. Okay? And with many conifers, they're also called evergreen. So they never lose their leaves into winter. They remain green throughout the entire year. And that's why we call them evergreen. Right? So this is a pine tree, which is a good example of a conifer. And on this pine tree, you'll also see another characteristics we often see with these conifers, and that is cone-bearing structures. Okay? So here we have a female cone that we see on this particular branch of the pine tree. Another variety we see is the cycads. Okay? And if you're on campus, particularly around the Natural Sciences building, you will often see many members of the cycad. It's used as a landscape ornamental tree in many different environments. And here again, you see the cycad. As with the conifer, you see that it has these smaller leaves, as we're going to see compared to the other variety of plants. Okay? And then lastly, we are going to look at ginkgo. Ginkgo is very interesting because it's one of the plants that we can always identify based upon the shape of its leaves. So here you see these fan-like leaves. This is unique to ginkgo. Ginkgo is also unusual in that there is only one species of ginkgo that exists on the planet. Okay? So these are what we call gymnosperms, vascular seed-producing plants that do not flower.